My name's Philippa Tuttiett and I'm Managing Director of Female Builders, which is an all-female building company based in Cardiff.
How did you come to work in the construction industry?
It started with my father and my grandfather. They were both in the trades. So from a young age, I was getting under my mum's feet in the summer, I think, and she said, look, just go off with your dad, go off with your granddad. So I'd go with them and not really do much, just sort of bother the other builders really, but I enjoyed being there. And then I remember the day that I asked my dad for pocket money, and he said, well, okay, you can have pocket money, but you've got to earn it. So he started teaching me a few things. Just started off with basic labouring, just fetching tools and materials for the other builders. And then through my teen years, he started to teach me a little bit more. By the time I got to uni, I was pretty much a multi-skilled builder. Didn't even sort of realise what I knew. It was only when I was at uni and all my friends had jobs in cafes or bars, and I was going off helping to fit a kitchen or plaster a wall, and my friends then saying, God, you're so lucky, you've already got these skills. So yeah, it was that just through my family.
What did you study in uni?
I actually did a business degree, because when I was doing my A-levels and I was considering a career in construction. But when I looked into it, there were no university courses available for it. So my mum said, well, you should really still go to university, try and get as many qualifications as you can. So how about you do business, and then if you do go into the building trade, it might then benefit you to set up your own business. And that's how it worked out. So,
what do you like most about your job?
I love the variety of it. It's ever changing. I mean, I'm lucky, I'm multi-skilled, so one day I'll do a bit of tiling, then I'm doing a bit of plastering, then I'm doing painting and decorating, so it's really varied. I like the physical and mental challenge. There's never a day that's the same. I mean, even if you're, say, just a plasterer, walls are different, rooms are different, houses are different, so it's always changing, it's not monotonous. And I personally, I'm very practical, I'm very sporty, so I do enjoy the physical part of it. And at the end of the day, you're physically, mentally tired, but you can see you've made a change, you've made a difference. So yeah, I love the practicality, the fact that it always changes, it's always a challenge, and you're always learning. Even with other builders on site, people always do things just slightly different. There's new materials coming out, new tools coming out, so it's ever changing as well. So yeah, I really enjoy it.
Have you had any negative experiences as a woman in the industry?
I've not really had negative experiences as such. If anything, it's more just most men on sites haven't worked with a female before. They just tend to ask a lot of questions. If anything, maybe when I am on site, even though I say, I'm a builder, multi-skilled builder, I'm here on site, they think that maybe I'm a painter and decorator at best. They haven't been exposed to other women before, so they don't think that when I come on and I say I'm a builder, they just think, oh yeah, painter and decorator. They don't think that actually I might know what I'm talking about. But give me a couple of days and then I start showing them I can do bits and pieces, and the patronising questions stop, and then I realise I've been accepted, so but that's about it really.
Do you find when you're working on a building site that's not just from your own business, do you find problems with the facilities that are available for you with changing and toilet?
You don't really get too much problem on site with the facilities. If it's a big site, by law there has to be a portaloo. Unfortunately, it is usually shared portaloo, so it's not always the cleanest. But at lunchtime you go off and get your lunch, and you can find a nice clean cafe somewhere and clean yourself up and whatnot. So no, it's fine.
Do you get many people saying that's not a job for a woman, and how would you deal with that if you did?
I haven't really had many people say it's not a job, but they're surprised that I find it such an enjoyable job. I'd say that that's a very old stereotype, or a very old way of looking at the job as a builder. This stereotype that you have to be a big, butch, burly person to be lifting things, and it's really hard work, and nowadays with health and safety alone, things can't weigh too much, you can't lift things on your own, you have to have other people with you. So those days are kind of past. Now it's a more modern approach to building, and it's more about your skill, the fact that you'll take time to do things, and people won't really remember if you did a job in a day. If you take 2 days and it's a better quality job, they'll remember that it's a better quality job. So I think it's an old stereotype that it was a job for men. Your more modern builders, if you know what you want from a good quality builder, then a female is perfectly able to do it as well. So yeah, it's still a physical job and it's still hard work, but if you're a fit, healthy person, then you'd be perfectly capable of working. And I do find it funny sometimes when you hear that, you know, it's not a woman's job, but then you see some of the guys, male builders out there, and they've got big bellies on them, and I'm thinking, well, how is it okay for them but not okay for me? So no, I think that's an old stereotype.
In Series 1 of the renovation game, you were one of the team, and in Series 2 you were promoted and you were in charge of a team. How did you find that change?
Yeah, getting promoted from just the standard builder to the master builder on the show was brilliant. I was very, very proud about that. Not so much for my own achievement, but more so that it was an opportunity now for people to see on national TV that not only are there female builders out there, but you do a good job and you can get promoted and you can run a site and run and work with other male builders. So I was really pleased about that. The dynamics, it did change a little bit, and some of the builders that I'd been working with previously, I think, had their eye on being promoted as well, and were obviously a little bit gutted to miss out. And there were, unfortunately, the odd comment that, you know, positive discrimination, she got promoted because she's a woman, blah, blah, blah. So I took them on the chin, and the way I deal with things like that is I keep my head down, I don't retaliate to it, and certainly don't go in there being the big boss shouting around, and made sure I did a really good job and made sure I proved that I was there for the right reasons. I made sure everyone had their tools on site, everyone had the right materials, the relevant trades came in and out of the site at appropriate times, and I just made sure that maybe the mistakes that had happened in the first series from the other master builders I made note of, and made sure that when I was in that position I didn't make those. And by doing that, it meant that we were more successful as a team, and by being more successful, these other builders who were working with me were more successful. Consequently, out of the 10 shows that I did, we only lost 2, which was the best out of all of them. So eventually they came round, so they knew that I wasn't there just because I was a woman. I'd earned my right to be there and be promoted.